Man on first, bottom of the seventh, 2 balls and no strikes. Roughing checks the runner on first. Gets the sign from Dickey. Roughing stretches, roughing pitches. Got the inside corner, strike 1. Atta baby, no hitter up there. 1 out. Man on first, bottom of the seventh, 2 balls and 1 strike. Roughing checks the runner on first. Gets the sign from Dickey. Roughing stretches, roughing pitches. Oh, caught the inside corner. Low and outside, ball 3. Come on, Red. Make him a hitter. No better up there. Bring her all the time, Red.
Eugene, stop banging the wall.
In a minute, Ma. This is for the World Series. Man on first, bottom of the seventh, 3 balls and 1 strike. Roughing stretches, roughing pitches. Oh no, high and outside. JoJo Moore walks. Man on first and second, and no out looks up to the plate.
That's where I'll do it. Eugene, I'm not going to tell you again. Do you hear me?
It's the last batter, Mom. My round is up. It's a crucial moment in World Series history.
Your Aunt Blanche is a splitting time.
I don't want him to stop playing. It's just the banging.
He always does it when I'm studying. I have my test for history tomorrow.
1 pitch, Mom. I think I can get him to pop up. I have my stuff today.
Yeah, your father will give you plenty of stuff to eat from you here.
All right, all right.
I want you inside now. And put out the water, Brad.
Oh, I can do that.
His arm's broken. And I don't want any back talk, you hear?
I hear you, I hear you. If I cut off my ears, I'd still hear you through my nose. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Today's game will be delayed because of my Aunt Blanche's headache.
Blanche, that's enough already. That's all I need is for you to go blind.
Oh, I just have this 1 edge to finish. Laurie, darling, help your Aunt Kate with the dishes.
2 more pages, all right, Matt? I have to finish the Macedonian War.
Oh, is studying that one. She's gonna have some head on her shoulders. Eugene!
I'm coming!
And wash your hands!
They're clean, I'm wearing a glove. I hate my name. Eugene Morris Jerome. It's the second worst name ever given to a male child. The first worst is Haskell Fleischman. How am I ever supposed to play with the Yankees with a name like Eugene Morris Jerome? You have to be a Joe, or a Tony, or a Frankie. Only I was born Italian. All the best Yankees are Italian. My mother makes spaghetti with ketchup. What chance do I have?
All right, darling, don't get up too quickly.
You have better color today. Did you get a little sun this morning?
I walked down to the beach.
Oh, very slowly, I hope.
That's not.
That's good.
She gets all the special treatment because the doctors say she's got kind of a flutter in her heart. I got hit with a baseball in the back of the skull. I saw 2 of everything for a week, and I still had to carry a block of ice home every afternoon. Girls, they're treated like queens. Maybe that's why I should have been born. An Italian girl.
Eugene!
What?
How many times have I told you not to leave your things around the house?
109?
What?
You said yesterday, I told you 109 times not to leave your things lying around the house.
Don't be fresh to your mother, Jean.
Was I fresh? I swear to God, that's what she said to me yesterday. One day I'm going to put this down in a book or a play. I'm going to be a writer like Bryn Larner, somebody. That's if things don't work out with the Yankees first. Or the Cubs. Or the Red Sox. Or maybe possibly the Tigers. But if I get down to the St. Louis Browns, then I'll definitely be a writer.
Mom, can I have a glass of lemonade?
Oh, I know to spoil your dinner, darling.
A small glass couldn't hurt her.
All right, in a minute, Angel.
I'll get it. I'm in the kitchen anyway.
Can you believe that? She'd better have a bad heart or I'm going to kill her one day. Listen, I hope you don't repeat these to anybody. But what I'm telling you are my secret memoirs. It's called The Unbelievable, Fantastic, and Completely Private Thoughts of I, Eugene Morris Jerome, in this, the 15th year of his life, in the year 1937, in the community of Brighton Beach, borough of Brooklyn, Kings County, city of New York, Empire State of the
I
American
told you to
nation.
stay on my kitchen floor. Do you want me, Dad? Is that what you want?
I don't need it there.
No? Then who? Lori? Aunt Blanche? Did you ever see them on skates? Take this upstairs. Come here.
Don't hit my skull out of concussion.
What would you tell your father if he came home and I was dead on the kitchen floor?
I said, don't go in the kitchen, Pop.
No, put out your dirty hands.
Now do you see why I write all this stuff down? In case I grow up all twisted and and warp the world on a lie.
He's a boy. He's young. You should be glad he's so healthy and active. Before the doctors found out Lori had, she was the same way.
Oh, never. Girls are different. When you and I were girls, we kept the house spotless. It was Ben and Ezra that drove Mama crazy. It's always been like that. And yet they have things clean, just like Mama. Like the day they packed up and left the house in Russia, she cleaned the place from top to bottom. She said no matter what the Cossacks did to us, when they broke into her house, they would have respect for the Jews.
Who are the Cossacks?
The same filthy bunches live across the street.
Across the street? You mean the Murphys?
All of them.
The Murphys are Russians?
The mother is nice. She's been very sweet to me.
But her windows are so filthy. I thought she had lead curtains hanging inside.
I was in their house and it was very neat. Nobody could be as clean as you, Kate.
What business did you have in their house?
She invited me for tea.
To meet that drunken son of hers.
No, just the two of us.
I'm living here 7 years. She never invited me for tea. Because she knows your situation. I know they're kind. You just remember what Mom always said. Stay on your own side of the street. That's what they have gutters for.
That's what they have gutters for. My mother knew I was writing all this stuff down. She'd stuff me like one of her chickens. Well, I'd better explain to you what she meant by my Aunt Blanche's situation. You see, her husband, Uncle Dave, died 6 years ago from this thing. They never say the word. They always whispered. It was cancer. I guess they're afraid if they say it out loud, God would hear them and say, I heard that. You said the dread disease. Just for that, I smite you down with it. I guess there's just some things grown-ups won't discuss. For example, my grandfather. He died from diphtheria. Anyway, after Uncle Dave died, he left Aunt Blanche with no money, not even insurance. And she couldn't support herself because she has asthma. So my big-hearted mother insisted we take her and her kids in to live with us. So they broke up our room into 2 smaller rooms. And me and my brother Stan live on this side, and Lori and her sister Nora on the other side. My pop thought it'd be just temporary. It's been 3.5 years so far. And because of my Aunt Blanche's situation, I think my father's developing high blood pressure.
Have some more lemonade here.
Thank you, Aunt Kate.
Drink it slowly.
I am.
Blanche, that's come already. Since 7 o'clock this morning.
I was just stopping.
You'll sew your fingers together.
It's getting dark anyway. No, I think I need new glasses.
My teacher said you should change the glasses every 2 years.
Wait till you put a light on.
I should run up the electric bill so you'll do and Jack it up already as it is.
Have I asked you for anything? You see anybody starving around here? If I go hungry, you'll give me something from your plate.
Kate, I'm going to pay you and Jack back someday. I don't know when, but I always keep my word.
Yeah, from your lips to the Irish sweepstakes. Go on in and check the potatoes.
Should I grab the water glasses? Or is Eugene gonna do it?
Eugene, it's the last time I'm going to tell you. Just do the napkins down.
Because of her condition, I have to do twice as much work around here. I could just make the Yankees. I'd be in St. Petersburg this winter. Her sister Nora isn't too bad. She's 16. I don't mind her much. At least she's not too bad to look at. To be absolutely honest, this is the year I started noticing girls that weren't too bad to look at. Nora started developing about 8 months ago. I have the exact date written in my diary.
Mom, Lori, and Kate! I've got incredible news for everyone!
Hi, Nora.
Eugene, my sweet, adorable, handsome cousin. Wait until I tell you what's happened to me. I think you have absolutely fainted.
I felt her chest. She grabbed me. I felt my first chest.
Everyone inside!
Until next time.
Now tell everyone you're all red in the face. Come and sit down, Laura, because I don't want you spitting on the floor.
Sit down, Blanche.
Where's your Kate? Is everybody ready?
Quick, second it up. The start
can't think now. Your Uncle Jack is going to be home soon. It's almost dinner time. Why don't we talk about this later?
I have to know now, Mama. I have to call Mr. Beckman and let him know if I can go or not. At least let me audition. Let me find out first if they think I'm good enough. Don't say no until Monday.
It was a tense moment for everybody. I love tense moments, especially when I'm not the one they're all tense about.
Well, God knows we can sure use the money. We all owe your Aunt Kate and Uncle Jack enough as it is. I think they should have as much to say about this as I do. How do you feel about it, Kate?
Me? Well, I never voted before in my life. Why should I start with my own family? I have to heat up the potatoes.
Then we'll wait for Uncle Jack to get home. I think we should let him make the decision.
Why, Mama? I love him, but he's not my father.
Because I need help. Because I don't always know what the right thing to do is. Because I say so, that's why.
Eugene and Jerome of New York casts one vote for yes. What I'm about to tell you next is so secret and private that I've left instructions for my memoirs not to be opened until 30 years after my death. I, Eugene and Jerome, have committed a mortal sin by lusting after my cousin Nora. I can tell you this now because, well, I'll be dead when you're reading it. If I had my choice between a tryout with the Yankees and actually seeing her bare breasts for 2.5 seconds, I'd have some serious thinking to do.
I need bread.
What?
I don't have enough bread. Run across the street to Greenblatt's and get a fresh rye bread.
Again, I went to the store this morning.
So you'll go again this afternoon.
I'm always going to the store. When I grow up, that's all I'll be trained to do. Go to the store.
You don't want to go? Never mind. I'll go.
Don't do that. Don't make me feel guilty. I'll go.
You get a quarter pound of butter.
I bought a quarter pound of butter this morning. Why don't you buy half a pound at a time?
And supposing the house burned down this afternoon. Why do I need an extra quarter pound of butter?
My mother taught logic in high school. This would be some weird country.
What are you gonna do now?
I don't know.
Columbia waits for the snap from 7. The snow is falling in a near blizzard. He gets it. He fades back. He passes. And Luckman's got it. Luckman catches his own pass. He's on the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown! Columbia wins! They defeat the mighty Crimson of Harvard 13-12. Listen to that crowd. Yeah!
Eugene, stop that yelling! I have a cake in the oven!
Hey, Eugene! Hey, Stan! My brother Stan. Oh, he's okay. You like him. What are you doing home so early?
Pop home yet?
No, not yet. Say, did you ask about the tickets?
What tickets?
For the Yankees game. You said your boss knew someone could get passes. You didn't ask him, did you?
Me and my boss had other things to talk about. I'm in trouble, huge. I'm in real big trouble.
This really shocked me. Because Stan's the type of guy who can talk himself out of any kind of trouble. What sort of trouble?
I got fired today.
Fired? You ain't for good?
You don't get fired temporarily. It's a lifetime permanent firing.
Well, why? What happened?
It was on account of Andrew, the colored guy who sweeps up. Well, he was cleaning the floor in the stock room, and he lays his broom against his table, puts some junk in the trash cans, and the broom slips, knocks a can of linseed oil over the table, and ruins 3 brand new hats right out of the box. $9 Stetsons. But it wasn't his fault. He didn't put the linseed oil there, right?
Right.
So Mr. Stroheim sees the oily hats and gets crazy. He says the hats are going to have to come out of Andrew's salary. $27. So Andrew starts to cry.
He cried?
42 years old. He's bawling all over the stockroom. I mean, the man hasn't got too much furniture upstairs anyway. But he's real sweet. He brings me coffee, always laughing, telling me jokes. I never understand him, but I laugh anyway. Make him feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So I said to Mr. Stroheim, I didn't think it was fair. It wasn't Andrew's fault.
You said that to him?
Sure. Well, why not? So Mr. Stroheim says, you want to pay for the hats, Big Mouth? And I said, no, I don't want to pay for the hats. So he says, then mind your own business, Big Mouth.
Holy mackerel!
So Mr. Stroheim's looking at me like machine gun bullets are coming out of his eyes. And then he calmly sends Andrew over to the factory to pick up 3 new hats, which is usually my job. So guess what Mr. Stroheim tells me to do? What? He tells me to sweep up. He says for this week, I'm the cleaning man.
I can't believe it!
Everybody's watching me now, wondering what I'm going to do. Even Andrew stopped crying and watched. I felt the dignity of everyone who worked in that store was in my hands. So, I grit my teeth. I pick up the broom, and there's this big pile of dirt right in the middle of the floor,
Yeah?
and I sweep it all over Mr. Stroheim's shoes. Andrew just finished shining them this morning, if you want to talk about irony.
I'm dying. I'm actually dying.
You can see everybody in the place is about to bust a gut. Mrs. Mulcahy, the bookkeeper, she can hardly keep her false teeth in her mouth. Andrew's eyes are hanging 5 inches out of their socket.
This is the greatest story in the history of the world.
So Mr. Stroheim grabs me, pulls me into his back office, closes the door, and pulls down the shades. He gives me this whole story about how he was brought up in Germany to respect his superiors, and that if he ever did such a thing as you do, they would beat me in their cup and carry me away dead.
It's perfect. You got it down perfect.
So I say, yeah, but we're not in Germany, old buddy.
You said that to him?
No, to myself. I didn't want to go too far.
Wondering.
Then he tells me that he's always liked me, thought I was a good boy, and that he was going to give me one more chance. He wants a letter of apology. And if that letter of apology isn't on his desk by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I can consider myself fired.
I would have had a heart attack. What did you say?
He said I was not going to apologize if Andrew still had to pay for the hats. And he said that was between him and Andrew, and that he expected the letter from me in the morning. So I said good night. I walked out of his office, got my hat, and went home 10 minutes early.
I'm sweating. I swear to God, I'm sweating all over.
Why I did it, but I got so mad. I mean, if you give in when you're 18 and a half, you'll be giving in for the rest of your life. Don't you think?
I suppose so. So what's the decision? You gonna write the letter?
No.
Positively?
Positively. Except I'll have to talk to Pop first. I know we need the money. But he once told me you have to do what you think is right in this world and stand up for your principles.
What if he thinks you're wrong? Maybe you should write the letter.
He won't. He's gonna leave it up to me, I know it.
But what if he says, write the letter?
Well, it's something we won't know till after dinner, will we?
All in all, it was shaping up to be one heck of a dinner. I'll say this, though. I always had this two-way thing about my brother. Either I worshiped the ground he walked on, or I hated him so much I could kill him. But I guess you know how I felt about him today.
All day it takes to bring home bread. Give your Aunt Blanche the butter. She's waiting.
I was
for
home
her.
a half hour ago. I was talking to Stan.
Hey, I got a letter from Rosalind Wine. Remember her? She moved to Manhattan. They live up on Central Park West.
Oh, why not? The father's a gangster. Her mother is worse. I don't get a kiss alone.
No, I was gonna save them all up and give you a giant one for Christmas.
We don't have Christmas. I'll take it now, thank you. Ooh, and a hug, too. When do I ever get a hug from you? You must have done something wrong.
Too smart for me, Mom. I robbed the barber shop today.
Is that why you look so tired? You don't get enough sleep running around with your 200 girlfriends.
130. That's all I have, 130.
How do you get any work done?
Get it done.
Your boss doesn't say anything to you about being tired?
About being tired? No, he doesn't.
Did you ask him about Thursday?
What?
We were going to ask him about getting paid Thursday so I can pay Greenblatt's on Friday. Saturday's a holiday.
No, I forgot. I'll ask him tomorrow.
Well, if it's a problem, don't ask him. Greenblatt's can wait. Your boss is more important.
That's not true, Mom. My boss is no more important than Mr. Greenblatt.
Oh, God! As if things weren't bad enough, and now this? The ultimate tragedy. Liver and cabbage for dinner. A Jewish medieval torture. My friend Marge, an A student in science, told me that cooked cabbage could be smelled farther than sound, traveling for 7 minutes. If these memoirs are not finished, you'll know it's because I gagged to death one night in the middle of supper. You're all witnesses. I was sitting right here, right? But I'll get blamed for that anyway.
Oh, didn't I tell you to get out of that hot kitchen? I can't breathe in there and I don't have asthma.
All right, just let me sit down.
Nora, Lori, come help your mother.
Okay, don't think about the plates on the
Oh,
plates.
don't worry about the slates. Slates I can always get. What happened?
All right, don't
Another
worry.
asthma attack. It's the second one this week. You better go get the doctor.
No, I don't need doctors, no.
This is no climate for you near the beach. What you need is someplace dry.
Like Arizona, Mama.
Should I get the doctor?
No, no doctors. It's getting better. It's going away.
I can still hear the whistle.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, Nora, you're gonna have to help your aunt Kate in the kitchen. Oh, God, I
Oh,
broke
never
the
mind.
legs.
Eugene will do it. Lori, you go on up there. Your mother's better. Lori, sit there quiet and watch your mother. You look pale as a ghost. Eugene!
Come in here and help
help me!
Hello, Mrs. Christie. How are you?
In a minute, Ma, Pop's home. I would like now to introduce you to my father, a real hard worker. He was born at the age of 42. How you doing, Pop?
How am I doing?
Say, let me carry one of these for you, Pop.
Oh, they're too heavy. You'll hurt yourself.
No, I can do it easy. Just have to get a good grip, that's all.
I want to sit a few minutes.
You okay, Pop?
I'm resting, that's all. Get me a cold glass of water.
I'll be out for the other box in a minute, Pop. I don't know how he does it. King Kong couldn't lift these. You know what's in here? Noisemakers and party favors. Pop sells them to nightclubs and hotels after he gets through every day with his regular work, which is cutting material for ladies' raincoats.
Did you do your homework today?
Not all of it. Mom sent me to the store 15 times. Hey, Miss Andy's on tonight.
Do your homework, then we'll discuss Amos and Andy.
Here's a medicine. I'll take you, dear. Lori, go get Aunt some water.
No, Lori shouldn't be running.
I'll get it, Nora.
You sure you don't mind?
No trouble at all. 2.5 seconds, that's all I ask.
When are you going to speak to Uncle Jack?
When I speak to him, that's when I'll speak to him.
Tonight. I have to go tonight.
I'll see. If he's not too tired, I'll talk to him tonight.
Jack's home. We'll leave in 10 minutes. Nora, going up to get Stanley. How's your mother, Lori?
Oh, much better. The way you that.
What's wrong? Eugene said you were holding your chest.
I wasn't holding my chest.
You have to carry that heavy box back and forth every day, Jack. You don't work hard enough.
You want the box? Keep it. It's yours. I won't need it anymore.
What do you mean?
Belmar Party Favors is out of business. They closed them down. The man is bankrupt.
Oh, my God.
He never even warned me it was coming.
You told me he lived up on Riverside Drive with a view of the river. $300 a month apartment he had. A man like that.
Who do you think goes bankrupt? You live in a cold water flat on Delancey Street. Bankruptcy is one thing that God spared you.
All right. You can always find good in something. You don't have to lug that heavy box every day. You don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. We can all eat dinner at a decent hour. You still have your job at Jacobson's. We won't starve.
I can't make ends meet. What would I make at Jacobson's? Not with 7 people to feed.
Now, here, we'll talk later.
I can't get by without that extra $25 a week. I can't pay rent and insurance and food and clothing for 7 people. Christmas and New Year's alone, I make $150.
Stop it, Jack. You'll only get yourself sick.
Didn't even pay me for the week, the bastard. 5 salesmen laid off, and he's going to a Broadway show tonight. I stuffed every hat and noisemaker I could carry in those boxes, and I walked out of there. At his funeral, I put on a pointy hat and a blow a horn. Bastard!
Don't talk like that. Something will come up. You go to temple this week, and you'll pray all day Saturday.
There are men in that temple who've been praying for 40 years. You know how many prayers have to be answered before my turn comes up?
Your turn will come up. God has time for everybody.
Here's your watering plant.
Thank you, dear.
There's Nora.
She went out to call Stanley for dinner.
Lord. You want to take a walk on the beach tonight?
I have homework. What do you want to walk with me for?
Well, you, me and Nora. I just felt like taking a walk.
I think Nora had a date with Larry Clerman.
Larry Clerman. She likes Larry Clerman?
I don't know. Ask her yourself.
Larry Clerman's my father's age.
He's 20.
Same thing. You think he's good looking?
I don't think anybody's good looking.
Larry Clerman? He doesn't even have a chin. His tie comes all the way up to his teeth.
Eugene, where's your father's water?
I'm coming. Now I've got Larry Clerman to contend with. Here's your water, Pop. I put ice in it.
Oh, don't drink so fast.
Say, Pop, do you think you have time to look at my sneakers tonight?
What does he want to look at your sneakers for?
They have no soles. They're hanging on by a tiny piece of rubber. I have to clench my toes every time I go out for a fly ball.
I bought you new sneakers last month.
Last year, Pa, not last month. I can only wear them 2 hours a day because my toes can't grow in them.
This is no time to talk to your father about sneakers. He's got enough on his mind. Go on in. Turn the light down on the living room. We'll talk about this later. You eat a nice dinner, you relax. When everybody's asleep, we'll figure things out. I don't like it when you get upset.
Still, I better come on, honey. Help me with dinner.
You think she'll ever get married?
Language.
She's not unattractive. I see men look at her on the beach. But she want to waste her life in this house for.
She's raising 2 children.
Why doesn't she ever go out? She wants to meet people. I know plenty of single men.
No, Blanche isn't the type to get married.
She was married once, wasn't she? Those are the type that get married.
Dave was different. She's not interested in other men.
What about that Murphy fellow? Now, he's plenty interested, believe me.
My dad's drunk. That man can't even find his way into the house at night. He was asleep in the doorway once in the rain. He was out there when I went out to get the milk.
He's got a good paying job. Lives alone with his mother. So he takes a drink on a Saturday night. Maybe what he needs is a good woman.
Not my sister. You let him meet somebody laying in the next doorway. I don't want to discuss this anymore.
Come in. usually doesn't pay much attention to me and Eugene, but he's different with you. He's always interested in what you have to say.
Really? I hope so.
Oh, sure. Well, you never noticed that.
Not really. What's the favor?
This may sound dumb, but tonight at dinner, do you think you could steer the conversation in a certain direction?
What direction?
Something like, how much you admire people who stand up for their principles.
What people?
Well, any people. Principles is the important word. If you could work it in 3 or 4 times, that'd be very
3 or
grateful.
4 times?
Well, it'll be easy. Now, I'll mention somebody like Abraham Lincoln. And you'll say, now, there's a man who really stood up for his principles.
I have my own things to bring up at dinner. I don't want to get into a discussion about Abraham Lincoln.
Not his whole life, just his principles.
Why would I do such a stupid thing?
Because as of tomorrow, I'm unemployed. Unless someone besides me mentions sticking up for your principles.
What happened? Did you get fired?
There will be unless I write Kaiser Wilhelm a letter of apology. It's actually up to my old man. I've decided to do whatever he tells me.
When are you going to ask him?
Tonight, right after dinner.
Tonight doesn't have to be tonight.
That's the deadline. Mrs. Stroheim wants his answer in the morning.
Couldn't you ask your father in the morning?
He gets up at 5:30. My mom has to line up his shoes the night before because he can't make decisions at 5:30. What's wrong, Lord?
I don't know what you have to complain about. At least your father is alive and around the house to make decisions. You don't know when you're well off, Stanley. Sometimes you make me sick.
Chapter 7, the infamous dinner. Started out looking like a murder mystery in Blenheim Castle. No one said a word, but everybody looked suspicious. Everybody had one eye on their plate and the other eye on Pop, except me. I sat opposite Nora. I kept dropping my napkin a lot so I could bend down and get a good look at those virginal, creamy white legs. She must have been really deep in thought. She left herself unguarded a few times, and I got to see halfway up her thigh, which led to the golden palace of the Himalayas.
Eugene, stop daydreaming and keep your head straight.
Stanley knew what I was doing, because he's the one who taught it to me. But he was busy with his own problems like everyone else. It was so quiet, you could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen. The tension in the air was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Which is more than I can say for the liver.
Ketchup? Mustard. Pickles?
Well, I'm through. I'll have dessert. I finished. Do you see liver on my plate?
You buried it under the mashed potato. Look how Lori ate her.
I had a major problem. One more bite, I would have thrown up all over the table. That's a sight Nora would have remembered forever. The diversion was my only escape from humiliation. So how are things down at Stroheim, Stanley? I felt bad about that. But for the moment, attention had shifted away from my liver.
So, how long you been working there now?
Where?
Stroheim.
Stroheim's, let me see. A year and a half part-time before I graduated high school, and a year since then.
So, what's that?
2.5 years, counting part-time.
Any lecture?
Ooh,
Mr. Stroheim.
well, yeah. usually likes me. Sometimes I'm not sure.
You come in on time?
Yeah?
You do your work.
Yeah.
Get along with the other people?
Yeah.
Well, why shouldn't he like you? How much you making now?
$17 a week.
Time you moved up. Tomorrow you go in and ask him for a raise.
Raise?
You don't speak of people take advantage of you. Tomorrow morning you go in his office. You're polite, you're respectful, but you're firm. You tell him you think you're worth another $5 a week.
$5?
He'll offer you $1.25. You settle for $2.50. I know how these things work. You're a high school graduate. He's lucky he's got you.
I don't think this is a good time to ask him for a raise, Pop. I think his wife is very sick.
You're afraid to ask. You want me to take you by the hand, lead you into his office, and say, my little boy wants a raise.
I'm not afraid.
Well, your father wouldn't suggest it if it wasn't the right time. Believe me, Stanley, now is the time to ask him for a raise.
Mom, you have a bone in my throat.
There are no bones in livers.
So, what's new at dancing school, Nora?
Nothing is new. Mind your own business.
I'm just trying to introduce the subject.
I don't need your help. Mother, will you please tell her to be quiet?
Lori, if you finish with your dinner, you may be excused.
Well, what's happening in the dancing school?
Nora got a very nice compliment from a teacher today. She said Nora has professional potential.
He didn't say potential. Potential is the future. Mr. Beckman figures stay in Nora's immediate presence.
Mr. Beckman is your teacher?
No, Mr. Beckman is one of the most widely known and respected producers on Broadway.
Broadway. Well, imagine that. Well, that's wonderful. And how are things otherwise in school?
I'm doing fine.
She's doing very well.
I wish I was as smart as her.
Say, isn't that the same Mr. Beckman who's producing a great Broadway extravaganza, Abracadabra? I hear if a girl gets hired for a course of a show like that, not only is her career practically guaranteed, but the experience she gains is equal to a 4-year college education.
Only a 4-year college education is equal to a 4-year college education.
You know, I don't think Abraham Lincoln went to college.
How about you, Lori? You feeling all right?
Yes, Uncle Jack.
Getting plenty of fresh air?
As much as I can hold in my lungs.
Good.
Nora, did he tell Uncle Jack about the big tank filled with water?
Girls, I think we should just let Uncle Jack finish his dinner. If we have something to discuss, we'll discuss it later.
Somebody has something to discuss? If there's a problem, this is the time to bring it up. This is the family hour.
What a great idea for a radio show! The Family Hour. Every Wednesday night you hear a different family eating dinner and discussing their problems of the week, and you get to hear different recipes. WEAF presents Dinner at Brighton Beach, starring the Jerome family, featuring tonight's specialty, liver and cabbage, brought to you by X-Lax. Why, X-Lax?
The whole country's going to hear about a 15-year-old boy gagging on liver.
Nobody has anything to discuss. Nobody has any problems. Otherwise, I want to turn on the news.
Well, as a matter of fact,
What?
nothing.
All up with the dishes.
You sit down and finish your liver.
I can't swallow it. It won't get out. Remember the lima bean catastrophe last month? Now, does anyone want to see a repeat of that disgusting episode?
Why does he always talk like it's a Sherlock Holmes story?
He thinks he's a writer.
Oh, what do you think you are?
Eat half of it.
Which half? They're both terrible.
Quarter of it, 2 bites.
One bite.
2 bites.
I know you. If I eat one bite, you may eat another bite. I'll take it to my room. I'll eat it tonight. And eat time to chew it.
These are not times to waste food. You didn't want it, Eugene. You shouldn't have taken it.
I didn't take it. They gave it to me. It comes attached to the plate.
If it's so important to everyone, I'll eat your liver, Eugene.
You will?
It seems to me the only thing this family is worried about. Give me your liver so we can get on to more important things in our lives.
Nora's right. If nobody likes it, why do you make it?
Because we can't afford a roast beef for 7 people.
I think the vulgar cheap.
Stanley, turn on the news. Up.
Lori, you get off your feet. You're tired.
I'll talk to you for a minute. It's real important.
Important is what's going on in Europe.
No, it's not more important. That's coming up sooner.
Hitler's already moved in Austria. In a couple of months, the whole world will be in it. What's wrong with this radio?
Somebody's been fooling around with it, haven't they, Eugene?
Eugene? Pop had the news on last night.
Oh, you weren't listening to the ball game this afternoon?
He's talking about Poland. Damn it, I don't want anybody to touch this radio anymore. Is that understood?
Guess who's gonna get blamed for the war in Europe?
Eugene, bring in the knives and forks.
You really think there'll be a war, Pop? I mean, in America, too?
We're already in it. Not us, maybe, but our friends and relatives. If you're Jewish, you have a cousin suffering somewhere in the world.
Ina Kaczynski's family just got out of Poland last month. The story she tells about what goes on over there, you don't even want to hear.
How many relatives do we have in Europe?
Enough. Uncles, cousins. I have a great aunt. Your father has nephews.
I have a cousin, Shola, in Poland. His whole family.
Dave had relatives in Warsaw. His mother was born there.
What if they got to America? Where would they stay? Oh, your nephews, mom's cousins, and uncles. Would we take them in?
If God gives us to deal with, we deal with.
Where would we put them?
What are you worried about things like that now for? Go on upstairs and work on your speech.
What speech?
About how you're going to ask Mr. Stroheim for a raise tomorrow.
Pop, can I talk to you later? After you've rested.
Uhlarik got 2 hits today. Larkin losing 302.
Is that your paper? How many times have I told you you don't read it till your father is finished with it?
I didn't break it. The print doesn't come off if I take a quick look at it.
Don't be fresh to your mother. Upstairs.
Pop,
Everyone.
I'll come down later, okay, Pop?
Come on, Stan, I have to talk to you anyway.
You're a pest. Did anyone ever tell you you're a pest?
Yeah, I have a list upstairs. You want to add your name to it?
Maybe you should go lie down. There's nothing in that paper that's going to cheer you up.
What would we do, Kate? Where would we put them if they got off the boat and knocked on our door? How would we feed them?
The boat didn't get here yet. I can't deal with boats that haven't landed yet.
Uncle Jack, I know you're tired and you have a lot of things on your mind, but the rest of my life may depend on your decision, and I have to know tonight, because I have to call Mr. Beckman and let him know if I can go or not.
Who's Mr. Beckman?
The Broadway producer we talked about at dinner?
Abracadabra, remember?
Lori, upstairs this minute. No, not now. This isn't the time.
It's never the time. You won't make a decision, and I don't have anyone else I can talk to. Well, I'll make my own decision if no one else is interested. I'm 16 and a half years old and I'll do what I want to do.
Nora.
What's this all about?
Go on out, Jay.
No. Nora's right. I've got to talk to her. It's my decision.
And what are you going to tell her? That she can leave school? That she can throw her future away? Is that what you want?
Kate, what if I'm wrong? What if she's really got talent? What is it I'm supposed to say?
Well, she can't talk to me. It's all in the same family, isn't it? I'm her uncle, for God's
She
sake.
doesn't need an uncle tonight. She needs a father. Go on out, she'll tell you.
I've never learned.
Mind if I sit with you a moment?
I read my life up and down so much I never learned how to count.
You want to talk, we'll talk. If not, not.
We don't need any more mothers around here. This is a family. The world doesn't survive without families. Lori, go on up and do your homework. Blanche, make me a cup of tea. You're the only one here who makes a decent cup of tea.
Listen, I know what it's like, Nora, not to be heard.
You do?
I grew up in a family with 4 children. My father, before he died, he never could remember our names. My older brother was the big one. I was the little one. My brother Sal was the rotten one. And Eddie was the skinny one.
Oh my.
Pretty one. What's the problem?
I don't know. It doesn't seem very important now.
I've never seen you cry over something that wasn't important. I know I'm not your father. It's not my place to make decisions. But I can give advice. Advice is free. If it doesn't fit, you can return it.
Can we walk down the block?
Sure. We'll take a look at the ocean. My father always used to say, throw your problems out to the sea and the answers will wash back on shore.
Today?
Not in Brighton Beach. Orange fields and watermelon pits washed up. That's why it's good to take someone who knows how to give advice. Now tell me all about it.
Will you stop that? I'm trying to think.
I'm sure glad I don't have your problems.
How would you like official American League Baseball from your mom?
I gotta talk to you, Stanley. I mean, it really really serious, important talk.
Everybody in this house has to talk to somebody. Take a number off the wall and wait your turn.
I had this dream last night about this girl. I can't tell you her name, but she is gorgeous. We were kissing hard, rubbing up against each other, and suddenly I felt this tremendous buildup coming, like at the end of the 39 steps. And suddenly, there was an explosion, like a dam broke and everything rushed and flew out to sea. It was the greatest feeling I ever had in my life. And when I woke up, I was
All wet.
yeah, how'd you know?
It was a wet dream. You had a wet dream. I have them all the time.
You do? You mean there's nothing wrong with you if you have one?
You never had one before?
Well, yeah, but I slept through it.
Didn't you ever try to do it by yourself?
What do you mean?
Didn't you ever diddle with yourself?
No, never.
Baloney, I've heard you. You diddle 3-4 times a week.
You're crazy. What do you mean, diddle?
Back off. Master.
Will you be quiet? Lori might hear you.
There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody does it. Especially at our age. It's natural.
You mean you know guys who do it?
Every guy I know does it. Except Haskell Fleischman, the fat kid. He does it to the other guys.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
You can't grow up without doing it. Your voice won't change.
Well, where do you know all this stuff from? Is it in a medical book or something?
It's puberty.
It's what?
Puberty. You never heard that word before? You don't read books?
Yeah? The Citadel by A.J. Cronin. He never mentioned puberty.
Even Pop did it.
Pop. Our Pop? You know what, Stanley? I think you're full of shit.
Hey, don't use that language. Who do you think you are? You're just a kid. Never let me hear you say that word again.
Oh, I don't get you. You mean it's okay for you to say puberty, but I can't say shit?
Puberty is a scientific word. Shit is for those guys that hang around the beach.
Well, what do you expect me to say when you tell me that Pop whacks off?
Don't mean he does it now because he's married. When he was a kid, 14 or 15, the whole world whacks off.
President Roosevelt, too?
Rich kids are the worst. They whack off from morning till night. In college, they sit around their dorm rooms, drinking beer and whacking off.
Stanley, this is the most useful information you've ever taught me. What about girls?
5 times as much as boys.
5 times as much? Is that an actual figure? Where do you know all this stuff from?
Pick it up. You'll learn it. It's handed down generation to generation. That's how our culture spreads.
5 times as much as boys? Some of them don't even say hello to you and they're all at home whacking off?
Well, they're human, just like we are. They have the same needs and desires.
Then why is it so hard to touch their boobs?
Well, if you were a girl, would you like some guy jumping at you and grabbing your boobs?
My boobs, I'd love to touch them. Wouldn't you?
I've got my own problems to think about.
Tell me how girls do it, Stanley.
I can't explain it.
Oh, please, I'll be your slave for a month. Tell me how they do it.
I need a pencil and paper.
You want crayons? Maybe you should do it in color.
Eugene, I have a major problem in my life. I haven't got time to draw girls masturbating for you.
Well, I bet Nora doesn't do it.
Boy, could I win money from you. You think she's in the bathroom 7 times a day just taking showers?
She does it in the bathroom?
I knew 2 girls who did it in English class. I knew a girl did it on a final exam and got a 98 on her paper. She knew you were thinking about last night?
No, it was somebody else. One of the beach girls.
It was Nora. I see what's going on. I know why you dropped your napkin 12 times at dinner.
She drives me crazy. I think I'm in love with her.
Yeah? Well, forget it. She's your cousin.
What's wrong with being in love with your cousin?
It's against the laws of nature. If she was your stepsister, it'd be all right, but it'd be dirty. You can't love your cousin. Let me give you a piece of advice. When you're going through puberty, don't start with someone in your own house.
Well, who made up those rules? Franklin Roosevelt married his cousin.
No, maybe she was a 2nd or 3rd
her father, I'd tell her to finish high school. If she's got talent, there'll be plenty of other shows. I never finished the 8th grade. That's why I spent half my life on the subway, the other half trying to make a few extra dollars to keep this family from being out on the street.
Don't want this just for myself, Mama, but for you and for Lori. In a few years, we could have a house of our own instead of all being cooped up here like animals. We could pay Uncle Jack back for all he's given us these past few years. I'm looking for a way out, Mama. Don't shut me in. Don't shut me in for the rest of my life.
We promised you'd do what Uncle Jack said.
He doesn't make decisions, he offers advice. I want a decision now from you, please.
All right. You finish high school. You tell Mr. Beckman you're too young. You tell him your mother said no, and that's my decision.
I see. Thank you very much, Uncle Jack, for your advice. I'll let you know in the morning what my decision is.
Nora, that's not
Let her go. You'll only make it worse.
Oh, it doesn't feel right to it.
What can I tell her? What can I say?
You inherit a family, you inherit their problems.
Well, good night.
Put the cookie on the table. The oatmeal cookie in your hand, put it on the table.
You can smell an oatmeal cookie from 10 feet away.
I heard the jar moving in there. Suddenly everybody's doing what they want to do. Your father is upset. Aunt Blanche is upset. Put the cookie on that table.
Hey, I heard a lot of yelling. What's going on?
I don't know, but it's my fault.
So what are you gonna do now? She wants me to speak to Mom. I could tell her I was getting flutters again.
Don't you ever say that. Don't you pretend to be sick to get favors from anyone.
I'm not pretending. They're just not big flutters.
Stop talking, fellows. The house was burning down. You brought it back in a fuss of clothes.
Let's go to bed, Kid. You're tired.
When does it get easier, Kate? When does our life get easier?
At night, when you get 7 good hours of sleep, that's the easiest it ever gets.
Close the door!
I didn't realize anyone was in there.
Can I talk to you now? It'll just take 5
Stanley,
minutes.
he's tired. He's
2
practically
minutes,
asleep.
then. I'll tell it as fast as I can.
Go on, Kate. Go to bed. The boy wants to tell me something.
Turn the lights off when you're through. Don't worry about things. We've always made them work out.
She saw me on the grabber. Nora saw me on the grabber. I might as well be dead.
I have a problem, Pop. You didn't. You wouldn't live in this house. It must be tough being a father. Everybody comes to you with a problem. You have to have all the answers. I don't think I could do it.
Stop trying to win me over. Just tell me.
I got fired today.
What?
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
what did you
crazy.
do?
Let me tell you
Did you
what
come in
happened.
late? You were fresh this summer. You were
I
fresh.
can still get my job back. I just need you to help me make a decision.
Take the job back. I don't care what it is. This is no time for anybody in this family to be out of
When I
work.
was 12 years old, you gave me a talk about principles. Remember?
All night you waited to tell
This
me.
is about principles, Pop.
How long are you going to go without
Can I
telling
at
me?
least tell you my principles?
All right. All right. I'll hear your principles. And then you'll hear mine.
Right. Just sit back and let me tell you what happened. It was on account of Andrew, the colored guy, sweeps up.
So Stanley began his sad story. Pop didn't say a word. He just sat there and listened. Stanley was terrific. It was like that movie Abe Lincoln in Illinois. Stanley was not only defending his principles, but he was defending democracy and the United States of America. Pop must have been bleary-eyed because, well, not only did he have to deal with Stanley's principles, the loss of his noisemaker business, Nora's career, how to get Aunt Blanche married off, Lori's fluttering hard, but at any moment there could be a knock at the door with 37 relatives from Poland all showing up needing a place to stay. Finally, Stanley finished his story.
So, I Either I bring a letter of apology in the morning, or I don't bother coming in. I know it's late. I know you're tired. But I didn't want to do anything without asking you first.
Oh, Stanley. Stanley. Sorry, Pop. You shouldn't have swept that dirt on your shoes.
No.
Especially in front of the other people.
No.
He's your boss. He pays your salary. His money helps put food on our dining room table.
No, Pop.
We have no money to waste, believe me when I tell you.
Believe you.
You were sick 3 days last year, and he only docked you a day and a half's pay. Remember that?
No. I see what you're getting at. I'll write the letter. Do it tonight.
On the other hand, you did a courageous thing. You defended a fellow worker. Nobody else stood up for him, did they?
I was the only one.
Well, that's something to be proud of. That was what you believed in. That's standing up for your principles.
That's why I didn't want to write the letter. I knew you'd understand.
Question is, can his family afford principles right now?
Make it hard, I know.
Not just on you and me, but your mother, and Aunt Blanche, and Nora, and Lori.
Eugene.
Eugene had to get a part-time job. Time he should be using studying books to get himself something.
He wants to go to college. He wants to be a writer.
I wish I could have sent you. I've always been sick about that, Stanley.
I like working, Pop. I really do. Look, I've made up my mind. I'm going to write the letter.
I'm not saying you should.
I know. It's my decision. I really want to write it.
And how will your principals feel in the morning?
The principals feel better already. You told me you were proud of what I did. That's all I really cared about.
You know something, Stanley? I don't think there's anything in college they can teach you that you don't already know.
That's what I learned from. Thanks for talking. I'll see you in the morning. Come in bed.
I think I'll sit for a while. It's the only time of the day I have a few minutes to myself.
So how'd it go? You have to write the letter?
Yeah,
I knew that's what he'd make you do.
didn't make me do it. Shut up, will you? I have to concentrate.
Well, what are you gonna say?
I don't know. You want to help me? You're good at those things.
People used to get paid for that in the old days. Professional letter writers.
It's not going to pay you money.
I don't want money.
What do you want then?
Tell me what Nora looked like naked?
How horny can you get?
I don't know. What's the highest score?
All right. Let me finish the letter.
No, I don't trust you. I want to get paid first.
Little shit.
Hey, don't talk like that in front of me. I'm just a kid.
All right, what do you want to know?
Everything. From the time you open the door.
Not so fast.
It's okay. Tell it slow.
Jesus, all right. I heard the shower running, and I waited for it to stop. And then I gave a few seconds for the water to run off her body, and then I knew she'd be stepping out of the shower. And I opened the door, and there she was, standing on the back mat with a towel on her head and nothing else in the whole wide world.
Slow, don't go so fast.
Her breasts were gorgeous, like peaches hanging on the vine, just waiting to be plucked. Maybe nectarines, like two nectarines all soft and pink, and shining in the morning sun.
Oh, Lori, you should see your mother. She looks gorgeous.
I'm waiting for her to answer. How's Uncle Jack?
He's resting. He ate a nice dinner. You can go up and see him later. Eugene, I don't want to hear any ball playing against the wall. Your father's resting.
I'm not playing, I'm writing. Pop had a heart attack. I guess it was sort of a warning. Passed out in the subway and a policeman had to bring him home. He was trying to make some extra money driving a cab at night. Just plain wore out. The doctor says he has to stay home for 2 or 3 weeks. Pop won't listen to him. Mr. Jacobson has a brother-in-law who needs a job. He's filling in for Pop temporarily. But Pop's afraid that 3 weeks in bed could turn into permanently.
I have to talk to you.
What's up?
Not here. In our room. Don't tell anybody.
What's the big secret?
You shut up. Wait till I get upstairs and then follow me.
Well, if it's about Nora, I'm not interested. No, I forgot to tell you. I hate my cousin Nora. She's been real snotty to everybody lately. She doesn't say hello in the morning. She eats her dinner up in her room. And she's been seeing this guy, Larry No-Chin Clerman, every night. She's not as pretty as I thought she was.
Eugene, did you bring your father his paper?
I'm coming. I hurt my knee. I fell down the stairs at school today.
Well, bring it up. He's waiting for it.
If I told her I just lost both of my hands in an accident, she'd say, go upstairs and wash your face with your feet. I guess she's sore because she and Pop can't go to the affair tonight at the Commodore Hotel. They had Glenn Gray and his orchestra. I feel sorry for her, though. She doesn't get to go out much. And she's nervous about Frank Murphy coming over to pick up Aunt Blanche. She's angry at the whole world. That's why she's making lima beans for dinner tonight.
Would you like a cashew nut, Lori?
Oh, thanks. And the Brazil nut too. And what else?
We must be starved. We're eating dinner late tonight. We'll wait till your mother goes
Can I have
out.
one, Mom?
Just one there for the company. We're eating in the kitchen tonight. You and Stanley help with the dishes. You look all flushed. You don't have a fever, do you? Let me see your tongue. It's all spotted.
That's the cashew nut.
Now, don't you get sick on me, too. You're tired. I want you in bed.
Well, I do have a little stomach cramp. Maybe I'm getting my ladies.
You're what?
My ladies. You know that thing Nora gets once a month when she can't go in the water?
I don't think so. Not at your age. Not if you're real hungry. Your stomach hurts real bad. You come and tell me I made a nice tuna fish salad for dinner tonight. Call me when your mother comes down.
Aunt Kate, does Mama like Mr. Murphy?
Oh, I don't think she knows him very well yet.
Well, do you like him?
I never spoke to the man.
Call him and ask him. Are those the kind that don't like Jewish people?
I'm sure Mr. Murphy likes your mother. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taking her out to dinner tonight.
Well, if Mama and Mr. Murphy got married, would we have to live in that dark house across the street with the creepy lady in the window?
Not up to that yet. Let's just get this chart off the restaurant first.
Pop's feeling better. He threw the newspaper at me because I didn't bring him the evening edition.
Lock the door.
Terrible. Your eyes were all red. You were crying.
I'm in trouble, Huge. I'm in real big trouble.
Say, would you take up smoking?
Smoke all the time in the stock room. Don't let me see you do it, though. It's a bad habit.
How come you do it?
I like it.
What brand do you smoke?
Lucky Strike.
I knew you would. That's the best brand.
Swear to God. What I tell you, you never tell a living soul.
I take an oath on the life of the entire New York Yankees. What happened?
Lost my salary.
You what?
Entire $17. I lost it.
Well, we're on the subway?
In a poker game, I lost a gambling.
In a poker game?
Shut up! Want to kill Pop right in his own bedroom?
You never told me you gambled.
Just do it at lunch. For pennies. I always won. A dime. A quarter. It wasn't just luck. I was real good.
$17?
Pop was sick. I thought I could make some extra money. Help out. So I played this game over at the stock room before shine shoes. Boy, did I learned about poker and it cleaned me out in 20 minutes.
Well, what are you going to tell them?
No. If Pop wasn't sick, I'd tell him the truth. Last week he tells me how proud he is of me. He's driving a cab at night and I'm playing poker over at Flushing.
Yeah, but suppose you won. Suppose you won won $50. You just had bad luck, that's all.
I had no chance against those guys. They were gamblers. They all wore black pointy shoes with clocks on their socks. If Pop dies, I'll hang myself, I swear.
Don't talk like that. Pop isn't gonna die. He ate 3 lamb chops tonight. Why don't you just say you lost the money? You had a hole in your pocket. You can tear a hole in your pocket.
I already used that one.
When?
In November, when I lost $5. He said, from now on, check your pockets every morning.
What happened to the $5? Did you gamble that too?
No, I gave it to a girl. You know, a pro.
A pro? A prostitute? You went to one of those places? Holy shit!
I'm not going to worry about that word again.
Is that what it costs? $5?
50. I want this guy I know.
You never told me? What was she like? Was she pretty? How old was she?
Don't start in with me, Eugene.
Did she get completely naked or what?
Every time I get in trouble, I will tell you what a naked girl looks like. Do me a favor. Go in the bathroom, whack off, and grow up by yourself.
Well, don't get sore. If you were me, you'd be asking the same questions.
I never had an older brother to teach me those things. I had to learn them all on my own. You don't know how lucky you are to be the younger one. You don't have the responsibilities I do. You're still in school looking at girls' dresses on the staircase.
I worked plenty hard in school.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's see your report card. It's the first of the month. I know you got it. I want to see your report card.
I don't have to show you my report card. You're not my father.
Yes, I am. As long as Papa's sick, I am. I'm the only one in this house who's working anyhow.
Oh, really? Well, where's your paycheck this week? Pop?
I hate you sometimes. You're nothing but a lousy shit. I help you all the time, and you never help me without wanting something for it. I hate your disgusting guts.
Well, not as much as I hate yours. You snore at night. You pick your toenails. You sneak up the bathroom. When I go in there, I have to puke.
I want to see your report card. Give it to me. God damn it, I'll beat your face in.
You want to see my lousy report card? Here, you fuck.
Boys and a bee. Good. It's real good, Eugene. You're smart. I want you to go to college. I want you to grow up to be someone important someday. But I'm not. You know that I'm good. Sorry for those things I said.
Me too. I'm sorry too.
Hi, Uncle Jack. Are you feeling better?
A little, darling. Mother's not down yet?
No.
Come have and see her before she left.
Oh my God, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You're walking down the stairs.
I'm all right. I got tired laying in that bed. I want to see you.
How are you going to get upstairs? Do you think I'm going to carry you? The doctor said you're not even supposed to go to the bathroom, didn't he?
You trust doctors? My grandmother never saw one in her life, and she lived to be 87.
She didn't have high blood pressure. She never fainted on the subway.
She used to faint 3-4 times a week. It's in our family, we're fainters. Laurie, darling, go get your Uncle Jack a cold glass of ice water, please.
Now?
Yes, huh? That child is pampered too much. You should let her work around the house a little more. You don't get healthy lying on couches all day.
No. You get healthy driving cabs at night after you work 9 hours cutting raincoats. You want to kill yourself, Jack. You want to leave me here to raise this family all by myself? Is that what you want?
You figure I'll get better faster if you make me feel guilty? I was born with enough guilty. If I need more, I'll ask you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know me. Not happy unless I can worry. My family were worriers. Worriers generally marry fainters.
I'm not going to leave you, I promise. If I didn't leave you for another woman, I'm certainly not going to drop dead just to leave you.
What a woman. That bookkeeper, Helene.
Helene?
Jack, I'm so glad to see you. You feeling better then?
Oh, it was nothing. I just needed a rest, that's all. Besides, I wanted to meet this Murphy fellow. You know, a stranger comes in, he likes to meet another man. Makes him feel comfortable.
Oh, thank you, Jack. Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. Mwah. Here.
Blanche, let's put these on. Just wear them. Don't say no to me. Just
Pearls?
wear them, please.
Oh, they're good pearls. Oh, Kate.
Well, what else are they gonna do? Sit in my drawer all year? Girls are like people. They like to go out and be seen once in a while.
Oh, you were gonna wear them to the affair tonight. I'm so wrapped up in myself, I forgot you were missing the affair this year.
Oh, I can afford to miss it. I don't see Jack there the whole night anyway.
Let me run.
I'm so nervous I'll lose them.
All right, tell me I don't have a beautiful sister.
Now I feel good. Now I feel like I got my money's worth.
It's definitely Caroline Marge.
Run up and get Nora. I want to show them to her.
She's not here. She left.
What do you mean she left? Without saying goodbye?
She wanted to wait for you. She had to meet somebody.
Well, she could have come into my room. She knew I wanted to see her.
She'll see you when you get home. You'll look just as good at 12 o'clock.
What did she say? Did she say anything? What did she say?
Go now. You're gonna have a good time.
God, she's making me pay for it, isn't she? She knows she can get to me so easily. That's what I get for making decisions.
I feel like ice cream for dessert. Lori, you feel like ice cream for dessert?
Butter pecan?
Butter pecan for you, maple walnut for me. Go tell Eugene I want to go to the store.
Don't run now.
Let her run. She gets tired, she'll tell you. And stop worrying about each other so much.
Eugene, your father wants us to go to the store.
Tell him I'm sick. My stomach hurts.
You don't want any ice cream?
Ice cream? Hold on a second. It's amazing how quickly you recover from misery when someone offers you ice cream.
She's only 16, Blanche. At that age, they're all wrapped up in themselves.
But how am I going to become a writer if I don't learn how to suffer? Actually, I'd give up writing if I could see a naked girl while I was eating ice cream.
What time is it?
It's almost 6:30. You get your mind off Nora, Blanche. Don't wear my pearls out tonight for nothing.
Eugene, go to Hanson's. Get a half a pint of maple walnut, half a pint of butter pecan, half a pint of chocolate for yourself. Kate, what do you want?
I
reach her earlier and then realized you had no phone. Frank will be unable to keep his dinner engagement with you this evening. Frank is in the hospital as a result of an automobile accident last night. And although his injuries are not serious, the consequences are. As a devoted mother, I would end this letter here and forward my apologies. Despite all my son's faults, honesty and sincerity have never been his failings. He wanted me to tell you the truth. While driving a friend's motor car, he was intoxicated and was the cause of the aforementioned accident. The truth had come out soon enough, but Frank has too much respect and fondness for you to have heard it from some other source. I hope you won't think I'm just a doting mother when I say that my boy has a great many attributes. A great many. Well, as soon as Frank can get out of his difficulties here, we've decided to move to upstate New York, where there's a clinic that can help Frank, and where I have relatives with whom he can stay. Frank sends along with his regrets his regards for a warm, intelligent, friendly, and most delightful neighbor across the way. Yours most respectfully, Mrs. Matthew Murphy.
He's not coming. He's in the hospital.
It's a sad letter, all right. But it sure was well written. Maybe I should have been born in Ireland.
I knew it. I said it right from the beginning, didn't I?
Why is he in the hospital?
He was in a car accident. Oh, God, that poor woman.
Does that mean you're not going out to dinner?
Could have been you in that car with him. I warned you the first day about those people.
Oh, Kate, stop calling them those people. They're not those people. She's a mother just like you and me.
And what is he? Tell me what he is.
He's somebody in trouble. He's somebody who needs help. For God's sakes, Kate, you don't even know the man.
I know the man. I know what they're all about.
Oh, and who are you to talk? Are we any better here? Are we something so special? We're all poor around here, Kate. The least we can be is charitable.
Why? What have I got that I can afford to give away? Don't talk to me about charity. Anybody else, but not me.
You never said you weren't charitable.
All I did was try to help you. All I ever did was try to help you.
I know that. Nobody cares for her family more than you do. But can't you have some sympathy for somebody else in trouble?
Who should I care about? Who is out there watching over me? I did enough in my life for people, and you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Say what's said in my case. What people?
You, Celia, Papa, we was sick, everybody. You ask me what people? How many beatings from Mama did I take for things that you did? How many dresses did I go without so you could look like someone when you went out? I was the workhorse. You were the pretty one. You have no right to talk to me that way. No
This
right.
is all about Jack, isn't it? You're blaming me for what happened to Jack.
Why do you think that man was sick today? Why did a policeman have to drag him home at 2 o'clock in the morning? So that Nora could have dancing lessons. So Lori could go to a doctor every 3 weeks. You go on. You worry about your friend across the street. Not the ones that have to be dragged home at night to keep a roof over your head.
What is it? What's going on here?
When did you ever tell me you felt this way?
I didn't have the time. I was too busy taking care of everyone.
Tell her what it is to live in a house that's not yours. To depend on somebody else to put food on your plate every night. I know what it's like, because I lived like that until I was 21 years old. Tell her, Kate. Tell her what it is to be an older sister. To suddenly be the one who has to work and shoulder all the responsibilities, and not be the one who gets all the hugs and affection when you were the only one there. You think I don't see it with Stanley and Eugene? With Nora and Laurie? You think I don't hear the fights that go on in those rooms night after night? Go on, Kate, yell at her, scream at her. Call her names, Blanche. Tell her to go to hell for the first time in your life. And after you both got it out of your systems, give each other a hug. Go have dinner. Lousy ice cream and melting for God's sake.
I love you both very much. No matter what Kate says to me, I'll never stop loving her. But I've got to get out. If I don't do it now, I'm going to lose whatever self-respect I have left. Sometimes for people like us, the only thing we really own is our dignity. When I get old, I would like to have as much as Mrs. Matthew Murphy across the street.
What did it, Kate? Something terrible must have happened to you tonight for you to behave like this. It wasn't Blanche. It was something else.
What was it, Kate?
Tell the kids to come down in 5 minutes. We're eating in the kitchen tonight.
It's Stanley and Laurie. We're eating in 5 minutes.
First day in my life, I didn't get blamed for what just happened. Felt real sorry for everyone, though. But as long as I wasn't the one to blame, I didn't feel all that bad. That's when I realized I had a selfish streak in me. I sure hope I grow out of it. And Blanche is leaving
Where?
to stay with some woman in Manhattan Beach. She mom just had a big fight. She's gonna send for Nora and Laurie in the morning.
What did they fight about?
I don't know, I couldn't hear it all. I think Mom sort of blames Aunt Blanche for Pop having to work so hard.
Did Mom say anything about me? About how I lost my salary?
You told her? Why'd you tell her? I came up with 12 terrific lives for you.
What money do you have?
Me, I don't have any money.
No, you don't. You have money in your cigar box. How much do you have?
I have $1.12. That's my life savings.
Let me have it. Don't worry, I'll pay you back.
What do you put on all those things for?
Guess I have to stay out tonight. I'm leaving, Gene. I don't know where I'm going, but I'll write you when I get there.
You're leaving home?
When I'm going, you tell Aunt Blanche what happened to my salary. Tell her how my mom was so mad. Tell her please not to leave because it was all my fault, not Mom's. Will you do that?
I paid cents worth of stamps if you want that too.
Thanks. What's this?
The medal you won for the 100-yard dash 2 years ago?
From the police athletic league? I didn't know you still had this.
You gave it to me. You can have it back if you want it.
It's not worth anything.
But it's to me.
Sure. You can have it.
Thanks. Well, where will you go?
I don't know. I've been thinking about joining the army. Pop says there'll be a war in a couple of years anyway. I could be a sergeant or something by the time it starts.
Say, if it lasts long enough, maybe I could join up too. We could get in the same outfit together.
Hey, you don't go into the army unless they come and get you. You hear me? Promise me you'll go to college.
If you leave home, I'll probably have to stay home and work. We'll need the money.
I send my check home every month. Sergeant in the army makes real good dough. Guess I better get going.
But what do you have to leave for?
Don't start crying. Hear me.
I don't care. They won't stay mad at you forever. I was mad at you and I got over it.
Because of me, the whole family's breaking up. Do you want Nora to end up like one of those cheap boardwalk girls?
I don't care. I'm not in love with Nora anymore.
You should care. She's your cousin. Don't turn out to be like me.
I don't see what's so bad about you. comes a time in everyone's life where you say, this very moment is the end of my childhood. When Stanley closed that door, I knew that moment had come to me. I was scared and I was lonely. And I hated my mother and father for making him so unhappy. Even if they were right, I still hated them. I even hated Stanley a little because he left me there to grow up all by myself.
Eugene, Laurie, it's dinner. I'm not waiting all night.
And I hated her for leaving Stanley's name out when she called him for dinner. I don't think parents really know how cruel they can be sometimes. At dinner, I tried to tell them about Stanley, but I just couldn't get the words out. I left the table without even having my ice cream. It was suffering I was after. I was beginning to learn about it.
It's 10 o'clock. Where's Stanley so late?
Never mind, Stanley. You should have been in bed an hour ago.
Why won't you tell me what happened between you and that boy?
I'm tired, Dick. I've had enough to deal with for one day.
I want him to go to temple with me on Saturday. They don't go for 3 or 4 weeks and they forget their religion altogether.
The house became quieter than I ever heard it before. Aunt Blanche was in her room packing, Mom and Pop were in their room, and I had to talk to somebody else like go crazy. I didn't have much choice. Laurie, it's Eugene. Can I come in?
What do you want? I'm reading.
I just want to talk to you.
I didn't say yes, did I?
Well, I'm already in, so it's too late. Say, what are you reading?
The Citadel by A.J. Cronin.
I read it. It's terrific. I hear your mother's leaving in the morning.
We're going too, as soon as she finds a job.
Can't believe it. I'm going to be the only one left here.
You mean you and Stanley?
Stanley's gone. He's not coming back. He's going to join the army.
You mean he ran away?
No, only kids run away. When you're Stanley's age, you just leave.
He didn't say goodbye.
My parents don't even know. I gotta go tell them now.
I wonder if I'll have to go to a different school.
You have to make all new friends?
I don't care. We're never any friends here anyway.
Because you never go out. You're always in the house.
I can't because of my condition.
Ah, you don't look sick to me. You feel sick?
No, but my mother tells me I am.
I don't trust parents anymore.
Why would she lie to me?
To keep you around. Once they find out Stanley's gone, they're gonna handcuff me to the bed.
Well, I'll never leave my mother anyway. Even when I get older. Even if I get married, I'll never leave my mother.
Yeah? Well, Mr. Murphy across the street never left his mother, and he ended up going to jail.
None of this would have happened if my father was alive.
How did you feel when he died?
I don't remember. I cried a lot because I saw my mother crying.
I'd hate it if my father died. Especially with Stanley gone, we'd probably have to move out of this house.
Well, then you and your mom could come in with us.
So if we all end up living together, what's the point of breaking up now?
I don't know. I have to finish reading.
You don't get very far talking to Lori. Sometimes I think the flutter in her heart is really in her brain. So I went into their bedroom and broke the news. The monumental news that their eldest son had run off, probably to get killed in France fighting for his country. My mother said, go to bed. He'll be back when it gets cold out. I couldn't believe it. Their own son. It was then I suspected that Stanley and I were adopted. They finally went to bed, and I waited out on the front steps until it did get cold. Stanley never showed up.
was wrong. I don't know. I never made the decisions for the family. Your father always did that. No one always took care of me. My mother, my sisters, my father, and you and Lori. Been a very dependent person all my life.
Maybe that's all I'm asking for, to be independent.
Well, you have to earn your independence, Nora. You don't take it at the expense of others. Would that job even have been offered to you if someone in this house hadn't paid for those dancing lessons and kept a roof over your head and clothes on your back? Somebody's going to have to pay back, Uncle Jack. Probably me, doing God knows what, I don't know. But one thing I do know, and that is that I will steal before I allow my daughter to show that man 1 ounce of ingratitude or disrespect.
So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for what you couldn't do in your own life?
What right do you have to judge me that way?
Judge you? I can't even talk to you. I don't exist to you. I've tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give went to Daddy, and when he died, whatever was left you gave to me.
But what? Finish what you were going to say.
I have been jealous my whole life of Lori because she was lucky enough to be born sick. I could never have a light on in my room at night or read in bed because Lori always needed her precious sleep. I could never have a friend over on the weekends because Lori was always resting. I used to pray I'd get some terrible disease or get hit by a car. So I'd have one leg all twisted or crippled. And then maybe, just once on some cold, rainy night, I'd get to crawl into bed next to you, and talk to you, and hold you, till I fell asleep in your arms. Just once.
My God, Nora, is that what you think of me?
Is it any worse than what you think of me?
I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I am not going to let you tell me that I don't love you, that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. God knows I'm not perfect, because enough angry people have told me so in this house tonight. But I am not going to be a doormat for all the unhappiness and frustration that you or Aunt Kate or anyone else cares to lay at my feet. I did not create the sweethearts. I do not decide who lives and dies, or who's rich and poor, or who feels loved and who feels deprived. If you feel cheated that I gave Lori more than you, then I feel cheated that I had a husband who died at 36. And if you go on feeling that way, you're going to end up with something a whole lot worse than helplessness and loneliness. And that's like me, full of self-pity. Believe me, Nora, there's no leg that's bent or twisted that's more crippling than a human being who thrives on his own misfortunes. I'm sorry that you feel unloved, huh? And I will do anything I can to change it, except apologize for it. I am tired of apologizing. After a while, it becomes your life's work, and it doesn't bring any money into the house. It's taking your pain and your Aunt Kate's anger to get me to start living again. Then God will give me the strength to make it up to you. But I will not go back to being that frightened and helpless woman that I created. I've already buried someone I love. Now it's time to bury someone I hate.
I didn't ask you to hate yourself. Just asked you to love me.
Oh, Laura, I do love you. Why can't I make that clear to you?
I feel so terrible.
Why?
Because I think I
a share. I kept her being a baby long enough.
They've never been any trouble to you girls.
Never. I try to take them on the weekends if I can. It's getting late. We can go do some sleep.
Blanche, don't go. I feel badly enough for all the things I said tonight. Don't make me feel any worse.
Oh, Kate, everything you said tonight was true. I just wish to God you'd said it years ago.
What would I do without you? Who else do I have to talk to all day? What friends do I have in this neighborhood? Or even the Murphys across the street or anything.
Oh, Kate, you and I never had any trouble before tonight. The girls I'm thinking of now, we've got to be together, the three of us.
All right, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it, but the jobs are hard to find. And apartments are expensive. Well, you're looking. You have to stay with strangers on Manhattan
Oh,
Beach.
Kate, Louise isn't a stranger, she's a good friend.
Well, to me, good friends are strangers. But sisters are sisters.
No, I'm afraid of becoming too comfortable here. If I don't get out now, when will I ever do it?
Well, go whenever you want. The door is always open. When you find a job, when you get the apartment, I'll help you move. I can look with you. I know how to bargain with these landlords.
You wouldn't mind doing that?
Oh, they see a woman alone, they take advantage of her. I'll see what they're asking for the Murphy place across the street. It couldn't be expensive. She never cleaned it.
And how independent could I be right across the street from you?
Far enough away for you to close your own door. And close enough for me not to feel so lonely.
I lived on the moon, you'd still always be close to me.
Oh, I better go up and tell Jack. He wouldn't go to sleep until I promised to come up with some good news.
I suddenly feel so hungry.
Well, of course you haven't had any dinner. Come on in the kitchen, I'll make you some scrambled
No,
eggs.
no, I'll do it. I'm an independent woman now, you know.
Oh, with your eyes, you'll be lucky to get the eggs in the pan.
So Aunt Blanche decided to stay while she was looking for a job. Nora went back to school the next morning, gave me a big smile, and her legs looked as creamy white as ever. Lori was asked to take out the garbage, but she quickly got a flutter in her heart, so I had to do it. Life was back to normal.
Eugene, go back to Greenblatt's. I need flour.
How much? A teaspoonful? Stanley didn't come home that night. And even though she didn't say anything, I knew she was plenty worried. She told Pop how Stanley lost money playing poker. And from the sounds coming from their room, I figured Stanley should forget about joining the army and try for the Foreign Legion. And then the next night, around supper time, he came back. I was never so happy to see anyone in my whole life. Hey, Stan.
Where's Mom and Pop?
Well, Mom's in the kitchen cooking and Pop's upstairs with his prayer book. They figured if God can bring you home, maybe your potato pancakes would. So what happened? Did you join up?
I came pretty close. I passed the physical 1, 2, 3.
I knew you
They
would.
were giving me cigarettes, coffee, the whole sales pitch. I mean, they really wanted it.
I'll bet.
Then just as I was about to sign my name, I stopped cold. I put down the pen and said, sorry, maybe some other time. Then I walked out.
How come?
Couldn't do it to Pop. Right now he needs me more than the army does. I know Mom didn't mean it when she said she'd never forgive me for losing the money. But if I left the family now, maybe she never would.
Gee, I thought you'd be halfway to training camp by now. But I'm sure glad you're home, Stan.
Eugene, I need some sweet cream and more sugar.
Stanley's home.
Hi, Mom.
Get a 2-pound bag. I want to make a chocolate cake.
2-pound bag from Greenblatt's? I'll need identification.
Are you staying for dinner?
Staying as long as you'll let me stay.
Why wouldn't I let you stay? This is your home. Think you owe your father some sort of explanation. He's been very worried about you.
Just about to do that. Hi, Pop. How you feeling? I'm sorry about not coming home last night. I just didn't know how to tell you about the money. I know it doesn't help to tell you I'll never do it again because I won't. I swear. Never. pins till midnight. I can get another 6 on the weekend, and that makes 9. I'll get the $17 back up, I swear. I'm not afraid of hard work. That's one thing you've taught me, hard work and principles. So, if there's anything you'd like to say to me, I'd be very glad to listen.
Read the paper tonight, Stanley?
No, Pop.
There's going to be a war. A terrible war, Stanley.
No.
The biggest war the world has ever seen. It frightens me. We're still not over the last one yet. Already they're starting another.
We don't talk about it much, Jonathan Stowe, Mr. Stroheim in German and all.
My brother Michael was killed in the last war. I told you about that.
I've seen his picture in uniform.
He was 19 years old. The day he left, he didn't look any older than Eugene. He was killed 2 weeks after he was overseas. I know. They didn't take me because I was 16 years old and both parents were dead. I lived with my Aunt Rose and Uncle Horry. They had 2 sons in the Navy. Both of them wounded, both of them decorated.
Uncle Leon and Uncle Paul, right?
My brother would have been 45 years old this month. He was a handsome boy. Good athlete, good dancer, good everything. I idolized him. Like Eugene idolized you.
No, he doesn't.
He does, believe me. I hear him outside talking to his friends. My brother's this, my brother that. Brothers can talk to each other the way fathers and sons never do. I never knew a thing about girls until my brother taught me. Isn't it like that with you and Eugene?
Yeah, tell him a few things.
That's good. I'm glad you're so close. I missed all that with Michael. That's why I'm glad you didn't do anything foolish. I was afraid maybe you'd run away. I hear you talking to Eugene sometimes about the army. That day will come soon enough, believe me.
Didn't think about it. It was on my mind.
Don't you know, Stanley, there's nothing you could ever do that was so terrible I couldn't forgive you. I know I could gamble, but I know how terrible you do. It was foolish. You know that already. I lost money gambling in my time. I know what it's like.
Did?
You're so surprised. You think your father's a perfect human being? Someday I'll tell you some other things I did that weren't so perfect, that even your mother knows. If you grow up thinking I you'll hate yourself for every mistake you ever make. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's what you have a mother and father to do.
You're always fair.
I try to be. You're a good son, Stanley. You don't even realize it. There are men in our cutting room who haven't seen their sons in 5 or 6 years. Boys who have no respect for anybody, not even themselves. Who haven't worked a day in their lives or have brought their parents a single day's pleasure. Thank God I never could say that about you, Stanley.
I gambled to waste $17 and you're telling me how terrific I am.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't get the wrong idea. You'd have been here last night when your mother told me I would have thrown you and your clothes out the window. Today I'm calmer. Today I read the newspaper. Today I'm afraid for all of us.
I understand.
After dinner, you apologize to your mother and you give her the $3.
I will.
And apologize to your Aunt Blanche because she was worried about you too.
I will.
And you can thank your brother as well. He came into my room this afternoon and told me how badly you felt. He was almost in tears himself. The way he pleaded your case, I thought I had Clarence Darrow.
Eugene's a terrific kid.
All right. Go wash up and get ready for dinner. Tonight, I'll take you out in the backyard and teach you how to play poker.
Terrific!
Is Eugene back yet?
No, Mom.
You look tired. Did you get any sleep?
I got enough. I stayed at a friend's house. Mom, can I talk to you after dinner tonight?
Where am I going? To a nightclub?
I'll wash up and be right down.
Stanley, you didn't join anything, did you?
No, Mom.
You've got time yet. This family's growing up fast enough.
Yes, Mom.
It's all right. Everything is going to be all right.
Who said it wasn't? Didn't I say he'd be home? Laurie, call your sister. It's time to set the table.
I just broke the world's record of green lights. Next year I'm going to join the grocery store Olympics.
Oh, look at my sweet cream.
Never spilled a drop. The perfect run. Here's some mail for you, Mom. Where's Stanley?
Upstairs washing up. Oh, God, I got jury duty next week.
You back in the family?
Yeah, everything's great.
Terrific. Say, you want to take a walk on a boardwalk tonight? See what's doing?
I can't tonight. I'm busy.
Doing what?
I've got a poker game.
A poker game?
Yeah, right after dinner.
I don't believe you.
Swear to God, I got a poker game tonight.
You're crazy, Stanley. You're genuinely crazy. If you lose, I'm not sticking up for you this time.
If you don't tell anybody, I'll give you a present.
What kind of present?
How you gonna tell?
No, what's my present?
Here. Don't leave it lying around the room.
Well, what is it?
Open it slowly. Slower than that. Close your eyes. Okay, look.
Oh my God! She's naked! You can see everything!
Now, you want to be caught with a thing like that?
Where'd you get this from?
She's French. That's how all the women in Paris are.
Did some girl actually lay down and some guy take a picture of her?
Lori, Nora, time for dinner.
Belongs to the guy who owes me $2.50. I can keep it till he pays me back.
Well, don't take the money. I mean, let him keep it for a while.
That's my appreciation for being a good buddy.
Anytime you need a favor, you just let me know.
Come on, put him in a safe place. It's dinner.
I'll be down in a minute.
Kate, where's Kate?
Oh, Brian, you're always
A letter from London. My cousin showed him he got out of Kate. They got out of Poland, they're free.
Oh, thank God.
His wife, his mother, all 4 children. They're leaving for New York tomorrow. They'll be here in a week.
in a week.
Do they speak English?
I don't think so, just a few words maybe. They had to sell everything. They took just what they could carry.
Where will they stay?
I don't know. With Uncle Paul, Uncle Leon?
Well, with us. We can put some beds in the dining room. It's easier to eat in the kitchen anyway.
Lori can stay with the little ones and Nora can sleep with me, couldn't you, dear?
Of course, Mama.
Don't worry about money, Pop. I'm gonna hit Mrs. Stroheim up for that raise tomorrow.
They got out. That's all that's important. They got out.
Eugene, we're all waiting for you.
I'll be down in a minute. I just have to write something down. 6:25 p.m. October the 28th. A momentous moment in the life of I, Eugene Morris Jerome. I have seen the golden palace of the Himalayas. Puberty is over. Onwards